Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. So straight into the news tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. Residents of Piparo are being urged to continue being vigilant as the mud volcano in the area remains active. Providing an update, the UWI Mud Volcano Research Team stated that the system has not yet stabilized, with ongoing pressure fluctuating, indicating that it may remain highly pressured. The UWI team noted several new factors and existing factors have opened, allowing pressure to escape. So Trinidad and Tobago, this will provide temporary pressure relief. Now, residents are advised to stay alert and vigilant. Refrain from approaching the main crater or fractured areas which any new cracks or ground movement, and follows the guidelines from the local authorities and emergency service. The UWI Mud Volcano Research Team noted they remain on site and will continue to actively monitor the Piparo Mud Volcano. So, in other words, be careful. Villagers in Piparo around the mud volcano, be vigilant, be prepared to evacuate maybe at any point in time, and just take note of what is taking place in and around the volcano. In other news tonight, viewers, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasa has defended the surge in traffic fines issued in recent days, but says there will be no reduction in fine. She says, fix it or face the law. Speaking today in a post-cabinet briefing, Transport Minister Eli Zokoro confirmed that the cabinet has approved proposed amendment to Section 80, 82, 88A, and 88D of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act 4850 to introduce and implement mandatory fixed penalty warnings for specific traffic violation in the 9th Schedule, 18 in all. This will be going to Parliament in the next couple of weeks, and once it is law, it will be mandatory. This will require authorities to give motorists time to repair vehicles' defects before fines are enforced. He said verbal warning by TTPS or licensing officers were not consistent through Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
Cabinet today approved proposed amendments to Section 80, 82, 88A, and 88D of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act 4850 to introduce and implement mandatory fixed penalty warnings for specific traffic violations in the 9th Schedule, 18 in all. Currently, if you're stopped by constables, TTPS officers, traffic wardens, or license officers, and you have a blown bulb, for example, the officers has the discretion to give you a verbal warning, but this is not consistent throughout Trinidad and Tobago. This will be going to Parliament in the next couple of weeks, and once it's law, it will be mandatory.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the proposed applied to a range of offense listed in the 9th Schedule settings either a 3 days or 7 days compliance period depending on the severity of the defect. Some includes number 35, no identification light for the illumination of identification marks on vehicle at night. 3 days. Number 64, permitting excess spark, smoke, or visible vapor from vehicles 7 days, among others. So I want to ask the police officers, the license officers now, you're saying, number 64, permits excess sparks, smoke or visible vapor. So I want to ask Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Trinidad and Tobago traffic warden officers, and Trinidad and Tobago license officers. Diesel vehicle, whether you be a new brand vehicle or a used vehicle, from the time you start a diesel vehicle, it starts smoking. You're driving at normal on the highway, it'll go smoke. You're overtaking a vehicle, it'll go smokes. I have a new brand Mazda pickup BT50 from the firm. New brand. And as you overtake a vehicle, as you sink on the X, it smokes. So what am I to do if I get a ticket now? What am I to do? Eli, what am I to do? Head of TTPS, what am I to do? Clive Clark, what am I to do? Tell me. Tell me. Because I will tell you something. I'll tell you something. Any time or any day from here going forward, what's the date today? Today is the 8th of January 2026. And I am saying this without an apology. Anytime from today onwards, a police officer, a traffic warden, or a license officer give me a ticket for a smoking vehicle, let me tell you something. I carry all that straight to court and I swear on you. Listen to me carefully. I am carrying you all to court and I am suing you all. You want to know why? Lack of knowledge is a serious thing for police officers, license officers, and traffic warden. You see a gas vehicle? It is totally different. If a gas vehicle smoking, you could give a man a ticket. You could give a man a ticket for a gas vehicle. You understand? Because gas vehicle is like black smoke and white smoke. Correct, Navin? But a diesel vehicle, how are we going to address that? Eli, would you come out? I understand you had your press briefing after we asked. You understand? I understand you come up and clear up one or two issues. But what happened to the days where police officers would give the drivers a warning? What happened to those days? What happened to those days when a police officer catch you? You have a driver's permit? Yes, officer. But like I seem to forget it in our pants or our next vehicle. Let me tell you something. With the handheld device that officers have now, when I say officer, I mean in general. I mean traffic warden, I mean police, I mean license officers. Right? With the handheld device they have now, all the individual have to do is to give them your correct name and your driver's permit number. The handheld device, they will type in your name and pull up your number and they will know if it's valid or not. And if you have somebody next to you, the police officer will say, you know what? Seeing that you have a valid driver's permit on the system, but you don't have it with you, could you kindly let the other person drive for your own safety? For your own safety. And you know what? The driver respond will be like, okay, officer, not a problem. The other person who's sitting on the left will take the driver's seat until you reach your destiny, back and forth. What happened to those days? What happened to those days when the officer stop you and you ask for your insurance? They impound your vehicle and they give you 12 or 24 hours to produce your insurance and then go with your vehicle. What happened to those days? What do we have? Bullies on the street now? Do we have bullies on the streets now? But you know, if a license officer stop a police, you know them getting a blind? You know, if a police stop a police, you know them getting a blind? You know, if a traffic warden stop a police with a personal vehicle, you know them getting a blind? But the ordinary citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, them had to pay the consequence. Them had to pay the penalty. Them had to hear nothing about blight. Stinking sad, you know. It's really, really sad. What happened to those days? I'm asking the officers that. Huh? So, the police officers, the license officers, and the traffic warden officers, all you have to have a little heart at some point in time. All you have to be given out warnings. Now I can tell you something. With the device that they have in their hands, when they enter your information, they could also state that a warning was given on so and so date at so and so time, you know. And if after that they catch you with the same problem still existing, then they will charge you. What happened to those days? Where those days going? Is that practice going through the window? I'm asking. So Trinidad and Tobago, staying on the same topic. Owner Dealers Association President Rival Chatagoon have stated that members gas station are calling on the transport ministry to show mercy with regard to the increase in several traffic fines as fees for certain transaction at license division. Listen to this.
All the increases of fines at a time when a lot of people lost their jobs and whatever have you, while we do not condone to any lawlessness, but we're saying probably we should have given some people, at least for the minor offenses, a little bit of leeway to fix, or at least some sort of notice to change whatever they need to change.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, keep in mind, we ain't get no warning, eh? Keep in mind, we ain't get no warning, eh? We ain't get no grace period. It hit me like a thief in the night. I will stick to my statement. Like a thief in the night, Christmas morning. But I'll tell you something. Renewing a driver's permit is nobody's fault but the individual. It might sound harsh, but that is a real fact. You understand? Same way as you fail to renew your passport. You fail to renew your taxi badge. You fail to renew your motorcycle license. It is the individual fault. But ticket fine increase, we will deal with that in the second quarter of tonight's show. Trinidad and Tobago, the ODA called on the Transport Ministry to consider a deferral of its mandatory implementation of increased fees and penalties for a period of 1 to 3 months as it relates to the recent impose of fees and penalties. One more time.
This has certainly affected our organizations because many of our customers are complaining simply because they are afraid of roadblocks and so on, or trying to avoid the unnecessary time spent in roadblocks despite the vehicle would be roadworthy in terms of our law. And we have been seeing that for the past couple of days in terms of a huge decrease in the amount of fuel is being sold.
So now, Trinidad and Tobago, the ODA's president elaborated on part of his written statement, which said that some service station customers have lamented that these inconveniences are pushing motorists to reconsider using or ordering a vehicle to rely on the public transport or even stay at home. Listen to this last time.
ODA is wondering if these exorbitant fines and overnight penalties and fees and things, if this is what we're doing to push people to give the opinion that we want this mass transit system in our country. That will be certainly ludicrous simply because Trinidadians want the comfort of their own personal surroundings as well as security of that comfort. And if that is the case, we are certainly in a lot of problems in this country.
So Trinidad and Tobago, stay locked on. The best discussion is yet to come. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, remember, Real Talk with Saieed Ali have launched our food drive. We are raising funds for our food drive. This is 2026. I believe I did it in 24 and 23 when we give away a BMW and a Range Rover. This is 2026. We are doing the same thing. We are raising funds to keep our food drive, Trinidad and Tobago, and in raising these funds, we are giving away a Toyota Corolla, the latest model Corolla in Trinidad and Tobago presently. So all you have to do is contribute 500 to 1,000 to our food drive, and you can win this beautiful Toyota Corolla. Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk with Saieed Ali is having its annual food drive fundraising event. Contribute 500 to 1,000 and win a beautiful Corolla, the latest model Corolla in Trinidad and Tobago presently. So viewers, make a contribution, and you never know. You might be the lucky person to win this beautiful car. Remember, it's yours. This charitable fundraising is to put groceries in people's house. Everybody knows Saieed is a man that's raised funds for charity events. This is a food drive event. We are putting food on the tables of people who cannot afford. This is why we are doing this. So viewers, if you want to make a contribution, you can contact me at 3391670, 2677325, or call my office 2386716 to make a contribution. So viewers, call your friends, call your family. If they want to call any program to highlight the increased price of ticket, feel free to do so. Now, the Prime Minister said that the ticket increased fines is not dropping. Now listen to this. Transport Minister Eli Zukru has stated that the previous demerit point system was not having an impact on the way the public drivers, and it did not work. Listen to this.
Evidence that proves that this system worked. The evidence shows the opposite. Road behavior remained unchanged. When I entered office on May 3rd, 2025, 973 persons were disqualified from driving. 706 were due for rehabilitation under Section 88N3 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act. Over 9,700 persons had received letters of intent to disqualify, and 9,000 persons had qualified for disqualification, but the process had not yet commenced.
So Mr. Eli, I was one of the individuals who pushed to remove the demerit point system. You know why? People were being disqualified from driving. The demerit point system was taking away your license from feeding your family. That is what we was doing. Call her good night. Short and sweet.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Good night. Concerning all this, fine. It have, in days gone by, they will say, license don't drive. I'm sure you hear the term.
Yes, I'm hearing.
License don't drive. But let me tell you something. The people of this country is very hardened. They don't do what is right. They always feel they could beat the system.
True.
And the only way to beat the system is to do the right thing. Have your vehicle in order. There is people who do not go over the pit. They know the car can't pass inspection, and they will pay on the hand to get it on the road. And this is not right. Use that money to fix the car. You understand?
I understand.
The other, and if you fix a vehicle, have it in a working condition, you won't get no ticket. So the way to beat the system,
I understand what
is
you're
to do
saying.
the right thing. And another thing, she should have bring out a penalty for these drop-low cars. These drop-low cars cause accidents because they always swing. And another thing, she has to fix the road because the road helps damage the vehicle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, he added that the demerit point system penalized some and it did not penalize others. Listen to this.
The demerit points came into effect in May of 2025. Sorry, my apologies, 2020. 2021, 2022, 2023, road fatalities increased. And 2024, it went up by 22%. The demerit point system did not work. It penalized some and did not others. There were persons with 12, 14, and 15 demerit points being disqualified, and some with over 150 and 200 that were not disqualified.
I believe the Commissioner of Licensing Office, the Commissioner or the Commissioner of Police back then saying that they did not have the correct information on drivers, so they could not serve them. I remember that very well. I was penalized. I got, I believe it was 3 to 5 demerit point for doing the correct thing by a police officer. You all remember that last year? I believe that was when? October, November last year. 2-lane heading north, and I got a ticket illegally overtaken on the left. When it's 2-lane heading north, I believe it was 3 or 5 demerit point. Innocent. So it was working against the citizens. Against the citizens. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program, fiery as usual. And I want to let you know that many of your viewers and many citizens in this country who can call your program, they shower praises on you and their blessings on you and your program for what you are doing, standing up for the voiceless and the helpless people. At least there's a gentleman who got 2 tickets last year around August. He challenged it in court and both tickets were dismissed. And I want the citizens of this country to listen to Real Talk and wake up. You are supporting them. You are giving them that strength, the weak and the unfortunate. You are giving them that strength to fight these politicians and them. Because look at the roads, the infrastructure I have to drive my vehicle on is in a dilapidated, terrible state, and I mashing up my vehicle. There are no consequences for that, right? So citizens, wake up. If we take all of these matters to court, and we will have this, all these traffic offenses and so on, they push down our throat overnight. We're going to have it suspended until the infrastructure that we have to work our vehicle on is repaired. And to Madam Prime Minister, who continue to treat the citizen as nobody and calling this country a lawless dump. Don't forget you enrich yourself, your family and your friends from this same lawless dump that you're living in, eh? And Zaku, use a reject. People reject you not once, not twice, 4 times they reject you. And you force that man onto us to commit crime against the citizens of our country. Madam Prime Minister, wake up. The writing is on the wall already. Mr. Sai, keep up the great work you are doing. God bless you and your staff.
Now, viewers, license office has always had long lines. It's not today license office has long lines. For years now, license office in Trinidad and Tobago, San Fernando and Caroni have been having long lines. It's not today. Now listen to this. Ali defended the government decision to increase the fines for a host of road traffic offense. Listen to this. We go talk after.
All that we are doing is to improve road safety, ensure compliance. And I make no apology. We are doing this to save lives.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, the expired license is the individual fault. I have nothing against that. But when you raise a fine from 300 to 600 and from 1,000 to 2,000, let me tell you something. There are some fines increased that I am okay with. Reckless driving, insurance, I am okay with these things. Speeding over 100, I am okay with these things. Drive safe on the highway. But you see when they have broken bulbs, a blow park light, a blow headlight, a bad wiper. You see things like that? No, you're making no sense. Instead of you create revenue for Trinidad and Tobago, you just depreciate revenue. The gas station people just now would not be able to sell the amount of quota that they're selling for the day. You know why? Traffic on the nation road will go down from 10,000 to 5,000. From 10,000 to 5,000. Take what's selling all here. We already seeing it. We already seen it. Just now people wouldn't come on the road with their vehicle, new brand vehicle, and you pack it up. You know why? We have an officer who, something gone wrong in his house, he come to take it out on a citizen. Same thing with our license officer, and same thing with our traffic warden. I live in Trinidad. I could tell you what has taken place on the road. I am a man on the ground. I know what has taken place. Now, you're saying there's nothing to generate revenue. Let me tell you something. This is a revenue generator. And it will kill the revenue generating concerning vehicles on the nation road. Listen to what I'm telling all you. So now, viewers, however, addressing a UNC meeting on April 22nd, Prasad Bisasa chastised the then PNM government for imposing heavy fines on the driving public. Listen to this.
The driving population. They're confronted daily by the challenges of navigating our bad roads and now the heavy hand of government in the licensing office. Touted as a mechanism for promoting road safety and accountability, the ticketing and demerit point system is being abused by some police and licensing officers and has become a source of anguish and frustration for many drivers across the land. Instead of instilling a sense of responsibility, it has bred fear and resentment, fueled by a lack of transparency and trust in the licensing authority. The government should review the demerit system. People are losing their license and therefore their ability to earn a livelihood because of the arbitrary behavior of some licensing and some police officers. Some of these officers seem to be on a power trip, bullying and abusing our citizens regularly.
Trinidad and Tobago, that's a 2024 video. 2024 video on the UNC campaign trail. They talk about the ticket system. They talk about the abusive police officers. They talk about the demerit system. So happens, they remove the demerit point system. Arguing back then that traffic fines were too high, she promised a UNC government will reduce traffic fines. Listen to this.
We must explore alternatives to fines and suspensions. As again saying, training, education. Stop taking away people's means to feed their families. Who will feed their families when they cannot earn a living? In addition, traffic fines are too high. UNC government will reduce traffic fines across the board and implement state-sponsored driver education programs instead. What is publicly presented as a mission for public safety, you know what, is really a scheme by this corrupt, wicked government to collect more taxes for revenue collection. We cannot ignore that the licensing authorities' heavy-handed tactics, which have turned our roads into battlegrounds at daily roadblocks and traffic jams. This is not about road safety. It is yet another tax drive by this government using the licensing authority to raise revenue. So when it's not property tax, inheritance tax, online tax, tire tax, it's tax after tax after tax, and now licensing authority taxes. It must stop.
So Trinidad and Tobago are telling all you as it is. Did they eat their own words? Did they eat their own vomit? It may not be the appropriate word to say on television, but did the UNC party eat their own vomit? Eli said it is not to generate revenue. They blame the PNM government for tax on fines to generate revenue. What are they doing now? What are they doing now? What did Kamala Prasad Bisasa said? It is not to generate revenue. What are they doing now? Fines increase 100%, 200% in some cases. So did they eat their own vomit? Let me tell you something. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, if the UNC MPs feel that they're too high. They have just turned the minds of the citizens that put them in power. That's what they did. I always say, I am not affiliated with no political party. I don't ask nobody to sponsor the show. You know why? Because of the same nonsense that's taking place. Don't tell me what to say. Don't tell me how to represent the citizens. Under the PNM was tax. Under the PNM was raised fine. Under the PNM was generating revenue. So what do you think they're doing right now? What you think they're doing right now, citizen? What? It's the very same thing. The very same thing they're doing. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. Talk on the ground is that they regret voting UNC. Somebody tell me something different. Say something different. Let me tell you something. They talk about enforced law. They talk about road safety. But they condemn it when the PNM was doing it. What they do? They don't vomit. They backstab the people. The people had to live with a broken economy for 9 years. Always tightening we belt. Now come, under the UNC now, watch me, we have no belt, we have to take out the pants now. We can't pull it tighter again, we have to walk naked. Because it have no belt to tighten again, we walking naked now. It's sad, but this is a reality we face in Trinidad and Tobago. Our reality. They talk about the PNM government and fixing the road. What's the problem now? What is the problem now? It's the same bad road that the drivers have to deal with increased fines. No different. No different. None. Unless you see any difference? No, it's no different. So Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight, just like the night before, they want to increase it. Kamala said, we're not dropping it. You have time to fix. There was always time to fix. There was always a warning. The road have been in a deplorable condition for 9 years. 9 years. Zachary said, on campaign trail, they didn't have access to information. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 9 months after, on the 25th of December, like a cat in the night, they increased fines. 9 months after, in office, like they still don't have access to information. So who lying? Who backstabbing? Who eating their own vomit? You want to talk about road safety? Let me talk about road safety. Let me talk about road safety. Decrease the fines. Revert back to the old prices they had. And you see just how they have roadblocks all over Trinidad? With the 3 different security departments, the police officers, the traffic warden, and license officers. Let me tell you something. Revert back to the old price and bring out your officers on them. Enforce it. Enforce it. But we are raising no price. The PNM did that as a revenue stream. But Madam PM, you do no different. They didn't increase it. But look at it, 100%, 200%. But all you want to talk about the PNM, all we are no different. All it has become a little worse. We're talking about road safety. We're talking about the vehicular department. That's what we're talking about. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. I just want to draw your response. When they do these things, and right now the people driving careful, right? When you have an accident and someone don't have a permit or they don't have insurance, you have nothing to get.
No, caller,
right?
understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying? Driving without insurance, driving without a valid insurance, and driving without insurance is two different things.
Exactly.
Driving with a driver's permit that you forget home and driving with an expired permit is two different things.
Right. So when I hear you go, in a way, you have to reach in Piaco 3 hours before, right? So you know you have to carry your passport and all these things. So
I'm still waiting to understand what he's saying, you know. I'm still waiting. Flying, going to the airport and taking a plane to go to the next country is not the same as driving a car. That's the difference. Road safety network, you want to talk about the vehicular department? Not a problem. We're going to talk about it. Revert back to the old fines. And the same way you have these officers coming out to penalize people is the same way you bring them out. Let me tell you what's going to happen in Trinidad and Tobago. You see in the coming weeks, the people who have vehicle, they will start to leave it home. You know why? Unexpected, something could happen. And the three arms will blame the driver. Will blame the driver. You give a man 3 days to fix a windscreen that he didn't crack. Windscreen expensive. Let me tell you something. 90% of the people in Trinidad and Tobago working for under $10,000 a month. %. Generating revenue and penalizing people is two different things, you know. It's two different things, you know. Reinforcing the law and increasing our fine is two different things, you know. It's two different things. Enforcing the law is bringing out the officers on them. Penalizing the people is raising fines that, oh God, man, I don't want to kill somebody. So one of the promises that Trinidad and Tobago voted the UNC for was the demerit points, fixing the road, and the ticket fines. 3 strikes. And what they did? Did they backstab the people with those 3 strikes? Any judge, any lawyer, any magistrate, when they sit down and they look at what the UNC said, and they look at what the UNC did in power, the judge, the magistrate, and the lawyer would want to know if these people getting mad. The very same persons or the very same citizens you tell what you will do is the very same citizens you come and you turn your back on them. It's the very same citizen. So what do you expect now from the citizens? What do you expect? I'm going to tell you something. If the UNC call, if the UNC call an election next week Monday, I'm going to tell you something, a different party coming to run Trinidad and Tobago. Trust what I'm telling earlier. Earlier went against the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago that Ola trusted to put Ola in power. Trusted. We wouldn't reduce the fine. We're going to fix the road. We're going to get rid of the demerit points. How much fix Ola fix? Ola drive as spokes in the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that put Ola there. But now Ola want to come to tell me about carelessness. Now Ola want to come to tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago Ola enforcing the law by raising a fine. You raise the fine, you generate revenue. As an accountant, you know, Ola can't fool me, you know. I could tell Ola about generating funds, you know. I could tell Ola about that. So Eli, being a minister, how do you feel now that all your words went against the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? How do you feel being a minister walking among the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that helped put you in office? How do you feel? Do you feel ashamed? You can't feel good, I could tell you that. I could tell you that. And they want to talk about law-abiding citizens. It's sad. It's really sad. I could say the PNM all over again. Again. All about the support at Trinidad and Tobago. Don't lie for it. Don't mama guide the people for it. Don't set up the people. Don't put them on a tree and then cut them down. Let them bruise up their body and break their hand and break their foot and some might break their neck. Don't abuse the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, because this is the very same citizens that pay taxes that contribute to all their salary. Very same citizens. It's sad to know that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have been backstabbed. 90% on the ground now saying they wish the PNM was there. It was tough, but at least they wouldn't have an increase in fine. They wouldn't, all the talk about revenue generated, just now the car industry in Trinidad and Tobago, all wouldn't be able to generate money. They were telling all the car, let me tell you something. People buy car and they park it at home. On the highway now, you could actually count how much vehicle on the highway. Inspection was always a line up in licensing office. Always, always, always. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Well, boy, you're doing a great show, and you're well edifying the people. And what I want to say, that the past government, he said kill, and Kamala said bury. Good night, have a great show.
Thank you, my dear. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something now. When these fines come out, like a cat in the night, I was shocked, you know. I was shocked. They're backed by the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And you want to play your insulting the public now about road safety. And it didn't work. Speeding on the highway, okay. Reckless driving, okay. Driving with no license, raise your fine. Driving without a valid license, raise your fine. Driving without insurance, a valid insurance, raise your fine. What happened to the days of officers telling you have 12 hours or 24 hours to produce your insurance or your license? What happened to those days? I'm going to tell you something. The right thing can't be the wrong thing, you know. And the wrong thing could never be the right thing. Keep in mind, the first 9 months in office, Allah did some good. Allah did some good. But Allah penalizing the citizens. They put you all there for a betterment, otherwise they'll leave the PNM right there. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, I just calling to say, the Prime Minister you all have in Trinidad is worse than Maduro. That's all I have to say. She is worse than Maduro.
Thank you, my friend. I'm going to tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. We vote for a change. We voted for a change. We didn't vote to get backstab. I understand that the UNC has plans to change things in Trinidad and Tobago, all well and good, but don't penalize the citizens doing it. You want to talk about road safety? Enforce the old laws. Enforce it. Caller, good night. No caller. Enforce the old laws. You want to generate revenue? Come up with a plan to make money. Don't tax the citizens That's how you all say they pay them was taxing them. All they do no difference. No different. Concerning, I am speaking about the vehicular department in Trinidad and Tobago. Me a touch on the roads, me a touch on the court, me a touch on the murder, me a touch on the port, me a touch on the groceries, me a touch on the killing, me a touch on the economy. Only thing I am touching on is the vehicular department in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what I am touching on. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad. You know what is the back by the same set of people I put you there? They have learned their lesson under the PNM administration. I remember when Rowley said the people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. I remember that. I remember when Clongenbo tell all they had a parental value for their residential home where all you're living are not tenants. The people want to get away from that. Clongenbo bullying them into paying 5,000, paying property tax, otherwise 5,000 a criminal offense. The people wanted a change. So I'm asking Kamala now, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, let me address you by the correct way. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, how do you feel now when you look at Trinidad and Tobago, knowing what you did? How do you feel? The same driving population that you wanted to put you in power, the very same driving population put you in power, only to do what? Turn the 6 into a 9. So now Trinidad and Tobago, all I will understand why I do ask nobody to support my program. Now you will understand that, because if I'm standing up, let me stand up for the correct thing. Me, I want to hear nobody saying in my ears, oh Saeed, well you know, them is my friend and them is my family, and I know I'm running an ad on your program, and you better you do something, keep your damn money otherwise. This is why. So when I stand here, nobody can call my phone and tell me, Saeed, you know, I'm running an ad and I apologize now. No. My tongue is two-sided. I have one tongue, not two. One. So, I'm asking Eli again. How do you feel keeping press conference to the same people who always say, all ain't going to do all you do? How do you all feel? Like I said, we're touching on the vehicular system in Trinidad and Tobago. We ain't touch on HDC. We ain't touch on the bank sector. We ain't touch on nothing else but this. But this. You see, when you want the support of the people and you make your promise, stick to your promise. The people shifted from a degrading Trinidad and Tobago, where a Prime Minister called them stupid, to a Prime Minister now who tell them we are raising fine, and what they did. If the UNC play mad and call an election next month, what do you think going to happen? I'll talk to me, Trinidad and Tobago. Talk to me. You see, you want the police or you want the citizens to have trust in the police, but when you go to the police now, their own friend backstabbing you. It makes sense? But you zip your mouth and stay away from it. It can't have a two-way, it has to have one way. Or you come to serve the people, serve the people. Don't give me no mamagism thing that, oh, we talk about road safety. No, reinforce what you had before. By doing this nonsense, you decrease the vehicle on the road. What you decrease? Gas from selling. What you decrease? Parts from selling. What you decrease? Tires from selling. Who did that? Who decreased the revenue? To the female drivers in Trinidad and Tobago now. Even though you have a new brand car, you don't want to park it up home. You don't want to park it up home. You would want to use the taxi or the bus or the maxi to go to work now. You feel you created a revenue generation by increasing the price. You torture the people. You backstab the people. Until the people park up their car home and they say, see me? Nah, not that. I rather travel to work. It costs me cheaper. I rather tell a taxi man come and pick me up. I rather tell the maxi man swing in the community and pick me up. What you do? What you do? You didn't increase revenue. You decreased the revenue. On the petroleum, on the tire, on the maintenance, that's what you do. But you see now, not everybody has common sense, you know. I thank God I have book sense and common sense. That's why when I come here and I talk about something, they start to check themselves. They start to check themselves. Environmental on tire. I believe it raised from 2,000 to 5,000. What do you think going to happen, you know? You think the tire shop will sell more tire? When you want to generate revenue, you create streams. You have negotiation with the public. You have consultants with the public. You see, the PNM didn't know that, otherwise they'd have won this general election. What Clongenberg said? We lost touch with the people. He forget the people who put him there. When last all I hear about Clongenberg? When last all I hear about Stuart Young? When last all I hear about Dr. Rowley? Trinidad and Tobago. I am not surprised if a lot of people buy vehicle and start working taxi now. It's sad. It's sad. But Trinidad and Tobago, we're out of time for tonight. It was my pleasure being here to educate you all, and even the ministers and them who feel they're educated. But who were Eli before he became a minister? Ask yourself that. Until we meet again, viewers, good night.